Hi Stampers, welcome back to my studio or my YouTube channel. I'm Diane Evans and I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up Demonstrator, and I'm from stampinwithdiane.com. Today what I want to do is I want to showcase this Heartwarming and Hugs Suite, but mainly with the designer series paper and this particular Warm Hugs bundle that's right here. Remember, when you do buy a bundle that you do save 10%. But I really want to showcase this, and I want to showcase how we can, because these are their coffee cup holders, how we can make a gift card for this, and then I have another gift card holder for you as well. Now, if you've never been on my YouTube before, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel? You can do that down below. There is also a bell that you'll get notified when I do upload my videos. Now, it's so important that you do that because I do upload them at different times and everything else like that. So anyways, this is the beautiful Heartwarming Hugs designer series paper. I'm having a blast using this paper. I think because it's more traditional colors that we have. More traditional, but not traditional in the old sense of traditional colors. But anyways, we're going to be using these designer series paper to make these two gift card holders that I have for you today. And we're also going to be using this as well. So let's get started. Now, this first gift card that we're going to do, and I've got all my supplies here already cut, is like a pocket gift card. And you'll see once I get this done how it's actually going to work on that coffee holder. Now I have some real red, and the real red is at 3 inches by 4 1/4. And I've used my Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I did have those sitting right here. Here we go. The Stitch So Sweetly dies, and this is actually the largest one that's there. You'll find in both of my gift cards, my gift card holders, that I've used this die as well. All right, so like I say, this is 3 by 4 1/4, and I cut out the largest scallop. I have another piece of the real red, and it is cut at 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And I've gone ahead and I've scored it at 1/4 inch on 3 of the sides. You notice at the top side there isn't. So let's go ahead and let's just score that down. Now I will have all these measurements on my blog, and I'll have a link to my blog below as well. So we just want to make sure that we go in and score that well. And I'm just going to bring in my paper snips, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to cut this off here and here and here and here. And I'm also going to miter in on just a little bit off of this longer side at the bottom. So it's just like that. So let's see. I think what I'll do now is I'll bring in my silicone mat. And the reason I'm bringing in my silicone mat is because I'm going to be using tear and tape. And on this 1/4 inch, it's a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch tear and tape. And it's going to actually overlap a bit, but I'm going to show you an easy way of getting that so that it works great for every project if it's not even narrow enough. So we're just going to put this on these edges here. And on here. And this is in prep of what we're going to be doing for the rest of it. So we've got that kind of all done up. Just put that off to the side. Now I have a piece of Whisper White. Now my Whisper White is cut at, let's see, 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. Now the reason for the weird size, the 2 5/8, is because these Stitch So Sweetly dies, I want it to fit right onto the front of it. And I also have another piece of designer series paper, and it's 1 inch by 3 3/4 inch, and it fits across there. And I think I might switch this one up and put the red on the outside. I also have another piece of this Heartwarming designer series paper. Now I used my layering circles dies for this, and this piece is actually 2 1/4 inch square, and I cut the scalloped edge out there. I had some real red, and this is cut from this die right here, and it has a bit of stitching on it, and you can see the stitching right on there. And then I have another piece of scrap that I'm going to be doing some of my stamping on as well. And then I'll show you what pieces I've used for there. So let's do the stamping first. Now I have my paper piercing mat. I know this doesn't look like it's available in the annual catalog, but it is available. And the reason they were actually going to discontinue it, but they found all the demonstrators really stood up for their rights and said, look, we're using photopolymer stamp sets. We need the paper piercing mat. So I have Real Red, and I've taken this particular one. This one's on me, Merry Christmas, and then I'm going to do the cups as well. So I'll just ink that up with the Real Red. And then I have the cups. Now, depending on what works best for you, you might want to stamp the outline image first and then the inside image. That worked pretty good on this one. Or you can stamp the full image and then do the outline. I find whatever works. I usually end up stamping 2 of the cups on there. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I would use my dies. These dies here, this one in particular, to cut that out, and then the little mug die as well. Now I've gone ahead and done that to save time, so I'll just bring those in as well. So now we have one more bit of stamping to do, and I want to kind of make my own designer series paper. So I'm using the Be So Merry out of the Warm Hug stamp set, and we're going to kind of use that to make our own designer series paper. So I'm using some smoky slate, and I'm just going to stamp this kind of random, but not so random. So I'm going to stamp off first, and stamp off, and stamp off, stamp, and then some more there. Now when I go in on this second one, I'm going to go here. See, and I didn't stamp that off. And I think what I'll do is I'll go regular strength so that kind of matches a little bit there. And then we'll just go here again and stamp all these off. That's why sometimes I don't stamp off, because I forget to stamp it off. And just here. Now I don't have to go all the way down to the bottom, but this is giving me a look of my own designer series paper. All right, now we can put this gift card together. So I'm going to put my designer series paper across the bottom. I'd made a couple of these using this designer series paper. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the other side of it. That'll give kind of a nice look on there. There. And now I can go ahead and also put this on top, on the front of that, this piece right here. It's just going to go on there like that. This has got a bit of white along there, and I don't like it, so I'm actually, this looks like it's a little crooked, that designer series paper. There we go. I just want to get that white off. I think because it's going on to red, it really shows. So let's just put that onto there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto the back of here. So I'm going to go in with my Take Your Pick tool. And this is where you'll see what I mean by pulling it off to the back of it. So we're just going to take this off and this off. So see how this has the bit of the edge there? So all you want to do is you just want to roll that back onto itself. You don't want any of this where it could stick to other things. So you're just going to roll that on there. So that allows you, like even if you want to go less than 1/4 of an inch, you can sit there and roll your tear and tape back on here. And then that's going to give that look. So now what I want to do is I want to go in and I just want to fold this in like this. And on the back of this, making sure that we've got the right side up, I'm just going to stick this onto the back. Like so. And I'm just going to come in with my bone folder to make sure that I've got that good and stuck down. So now you can see that the gift card holder is in the back, but how are we going to pull that out? So that's what we're going to make next. So what we're going to do is I'm coming in with, let's see, we're going to actually put this onto there with dimensionals, and I'm going to place these dimensionals in such a spot that, and you'll see why I have to put it in such a spot, because I'm actually going to go and punch a hole in here. So I want this to be on the side. I don't want it to be up at the top. So just take those off. And I think I'm going to have that going up and down. Not that you're really going to see it. And then I'm going to put this on with my mini dimensionals. One there. And this I can put, let's see, where's the top of this? Yeah, I've got it in the right spot. I don't want the dimensionals up at the top. Let's just take those off. Oops, this one didn't come off. All right, so this is up at the top. Just gonna put that on there. And now I'm bringing in my my trio punch, and I'm going to punch this little slot in there. So I'm going to turn it over so I can see where it is on here. And then I'm just pushing it up. Make sure that that's in the middle. That should be about right. And then I'm just pushing straight down. So that's going to give me, now on my other ones, it popped in a little bit on the white. So that's why I put the white in there first. I guess I could have left it without. Now this is where the fun part of this gift card works. I don't have any Christmas gift cards, but I do have this one. So I'm going to go and I'm going to bring in my two of my ribbons. I'm bringing in the braided linen trim, the red one, the real red. And then I'm also bringing in this Mossy Meadow, and it's like a diagonal stripe ribbon. And I'm going to put this like so. And I'm going to just cut that part off. That should be, yeah, that's a good size. And we'll just remove that. I already have a piece of this already cut, so let's move that out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is, it's going to slide a little bit, so I'm going to get my glue dots to work for me. And I'm just going to put a glue dot right about there, because I want it to hold this ribbon in place like that. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to tie this in a knot on here. Just like so. Let's tie it in the knot. there. And then I'm just going to run this through on this part here. And bring it both to the front. There we go. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tie this in a bow. Now the best way to tie the bows so they're the right way is just turn it around and have it upside down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bunny bow technique where it's just, I'm just doing 2 bunny bows. I'm not sure if I was taught how to tie my shoes this way. Not sure. But then you just do it this way, turn it when it's upside down, and then we can just pull these little tags down. Where is that other tag? There we go. Just bear with me here. And then see how we've got it so that the bow at least is the right way up. Then I'm just going to go and trim this off. And then this is just going to go in here like this, slide down the front. Now we have a couple more things to finish to do. I have my little mug here, and we're going to put a dimensional on there. Oops. Just there. And then we're just going to take that off. And then that goes right in there. Now, it does need some embellishments, so I'm just going to come in with my box of embellishments. And let's see. I could use some of these, so I'll use these red rhinestones. Actually, I've got this one started. I'll come in with your take your pick tool. And then just come in and get some of these. And yeah, I like to use at least 3, and then also go and put it in a triangle of some sort. All right, so there's our first one, and I'm going to show you how that's going to fit onto this coffee treat. So see, it can fit on there. And what we could do is we could put some tear and tape on there and fit it onto this part here. And then when this is pulled out, they have a gift card to go along with whatever you put in the cups. Now, my thought process is I'm going to give somebody that loves coffee this, and I'm going to put some, I wish I could get some mini biscotti and put it in there, but I also have some spiced pecans that I make as well. So this is going to be one of my gifts that I'm going to give just as a thinking of you gift for Christmas. All right, so that's that gift card. Now I want to go in and make a different type of a gift card, where a gift card holder. And we're going to use the same stuff as that. So I've got a bunch of this stuff already cut. And then I'll go over the measurements with you. All right. So this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 1/2. Or no, 4 1/4 by 11, because that's the regular size. And I've scored it at 4 1/8 and also at 9 1/2. So we're just going to go in and fold that along there and crease it. Put this stuff away so that there we go. Just going to crease this and crease this as well. Now, normally when I used to do these kind of gift card holders, I used to use my envelope punch board to do this. But we don't have that anymore. So I am going to use another punch. And I've mislaid the punch that I was going to use. I'm not sure where I put it. All right. So I guess we're going to have to improvise with that as well, because I was going to use the tailored punch, and it was going to punch out some nicks. So I'm wondering what other one I could use. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, well, oh, I found it. All right, so it's this punch that I'm using. So I'm just going in and I'm going to punch along here. Now I've gone in and I've measured a little bit because I just wanted to make sure that I've got them even on both sides. So I've just come in and just use this punch, and I'll show you what it does for the card. So when it goes, it's going to actually, I'm going to have it go like that and like that, and then it's going to stay closed. Otherwise, the gift card wouldn't stay open. Now, what should I do? I think I'm going to do the inside of the card. So now I have a 3.5 by 7 inch card, and I've scored it at 1/2 inch and 5 1/4 inch. So this is going to go up like this, and then this is going to go down like this. And what I want to do is I want to put some score tape or score and tear tape. I think I called that name wrong. Tear and tape. There we go. And then I'm just going to make sure this is good and done. Now, another thing that we don't have anymore is a 1-inch circle punch, which I still like to use even though it's retired. But if you don't have that, you can go in with a punch that is available, and you can go in and just do a bit of a notch. And you want that notch so that you can pull your gift card out with. So that's just going to be like that for the gift card. Now, this is going to go in on the inside of my card, and it's going to go like this. And so what I want to do is on this part here, I want to stamp something. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp from that other stamp set. It has something that says a little something for you. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that, and I'm going to stamp it with my Mossy Meadow. Now this tends to halo a lot. So if I hold my stamp set like this, it works better. It doesn't get the halo as much. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put that there. There we go. We'll just let that dry just for a bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tear and tape off with my Take Your Pick tool. And this part is going to be lined up in the middle here. It's going to go up at the top here. And then what happens is when this is closed, it goes like that, and when it opens up like that. All right, now I could put some, I'm not actually going to even, I'll put maybe a glue dot here and a glue dot here. And then I'm also going to put a glue dot here, because I find if you put your tear and tape here, it's just too tight of a feel, and also it could give too tight of a feel here, and it's not going to open the right way. So I'm just going to go in with my glue dots. So just one here. Glue dots are amazing tools, especially for this type of a thing, because this way you're getting the adhesive where you want it to be, but not to the point where it could hinder the actual project. So that's just going to go in there like that. And then that just tucks in there like so. So see what I mean? It just opens up like that. So now we can go ahead and we can just give that another score, because you've got that extra weight there. Now I can go and we can start decorating. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, I don't know if I should put, no, I'm going to put this side down first. So I'm going to put that onto the flap there. Just like that. And then we can start decorating the front of it. So I'm going to come in with this up the front. That's going to go straight onto the card. It's going to go like this. And then these are going to get popped up with my dimensionals. And then I'm also going to pop this one up as well. All right, so let's take this off. So. These colors look so nice together. So now what I thought I'd do is I'm going to take, because it's coffee, it's going to be like a coffee thing. I'm going to take this particular image from Press On, the Press On stamp set. So I've already got it put onto there. So this was a scrap piece. So I'm going to bring in my Memento ink. And this was a piece I had cut out incorrectly. So I've got that. I'm also going to stamp onto this piece of Pear Pizzazz. Whoops, almost didn't do that right. And then I've got another piece of this Designer Series paper, and I want to stamp this middle part because I want that to be the sleeve on the thing. Yep, that'll work. So like I say, we're just using scraps on this sort of thing. Now to finish off my stamping, I think I'll come in with that Be Very Merry again. And we're going to use Mossy Meadow this time. And I do have a strip that is, it's just from my scrap drawer. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this here. And then we can finish doing the rest of putting it together. All right, so let's take this. And what we're doing right now is we are paper piecing. So I'm just going to quickly cut out my styrofoam cup. Now really the color that is actually in this Designer Series paper is Whisper White. However, I found the Whisper White was just a little too stark for this particular card. So I changed over to the Very Vanilla, and I think it makes it look a lot better. I could have shown you the white one, but all right. Remember when you're cutting to move the paper. And just trim this up a little bit. There, that looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to cut out the sleeve. And actually, for the Very Vanilla, I just wanted actually the cup, at the top of the cup, to be the Very Vanilla. And I wanted the actual cup to be Pear Pizzazz, just because it goes with the way that the card looks better. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that on. So that's going to give me my green one cup, and then our red fancy sleeve. You know, that's something that would have been really kind of cool, is to have some really nice holiday type sleeves for your for our coffee, right? All right, so then this is just going to stick up here, and again I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals just because I just think everything looks so much better when it's popped up with dimensionals. So I'm just going to put one on it. See, now that I use my take your pick tool, I can't seem to get these, somebody called these shards. Anyways, we're going to put that there. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this part off about there. Now I have a punch that also cuts the chevron in there as well. And I'd used it in a class, an online class last night. So, but I'm going to show you another way that you could do this. What you do is you just cut up like this and then just cut to that center. And that'll give you your chevron. So just like that. I'm going to go ahead and put another dimensional on there. And I'm putting the dimensional only on this side here. And then I'm going to attach this just with the glue on there, because there's enough popped up on that one edge there. All right, so there we have, whoops, we've got to take this back off. And that just goes in like that. Now, the other thing that I want to do on this particular one is I want to go and use that same braided red ribbon, and I'm going to tie it around this part here, because it kind of just finishes it off. So I'm just going to cut that off. And now what I can do is I can go ahead and I'm going to tie this into a bow on here. Now, again, we're going to use a glue dot to hold it in place. It just makes our ribbon tying so much easier. So I'm just going to put that there. And then when I come in with this, I'm just going to put it in the middle. Tie it like that. And then I'm going to just sort of tack that down. And like I did on the other one, I'm coming and I'm tying the bow upside down. So I'm just going to do the bunny bow upside down, and that way my bow will be the right way. The other hint with tying bows is to tie your bow tight. Most people are they're loose with their tying of their bows, and they always come apart. So we gotta find that piece. There we go. So I'm just going to pull these ends down so I can tie this bow very, very tight. And like I say, that bow is not going to come out as quickly as a very loose bow. Tie it tight. And then we can just go ahead and just give that a tiny bit of a haircut. There we go. We have that. I'm going to just slip this part down. And now let's go in and let's do some more embellishing on there. So let's bring in our gems again. Now we know I just had those gems there, right? It's amazing how things can go missing so quickly, and when you really don't have that much on your desk at all. So here we go. Now this is a bit bigger of a thing, so I think I'm going to go in with my wonderful gems, these ones here, and I'm going to go ahead and put those on there. This is what I love about all your embellishments that Stampin' Up has. They have so many different ones that, you know, they might even be the same color, but they look nice. But these are faceted, so they're quite nice. So I'm going to take one of these bigger ones, and let's see, where should we put one? I think I'll put one right about there. Come in with a smaller one. I'm going to put that right onto this thing here, and another smaller one right here. And we can put that up there. All right, so there we go. There's that gift card holder. And then we have this other gift card holder, and I'll actually show you another one that's a little bit different, that just because it has just a little bit different on there. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did like that, or if you have any questions, but if you did like that, give me the thumbs up. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave the questions in the comments below, and I will definitely get back to you. Also, if you haven't, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then by doing that, you do get notified every time I upload a new card. And if you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I have a very generous reward program. If you go to stampinwithdiane.com, you can push rewards and see what that is. And this is the host code for this month. So I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.